Hi guys, I'm back. Today is the 14th of June 2021. Today I'm going to read Genesis 1 to 5, Proverbs 14, and Psalm 17. Let's get started. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth didn't have any shape, and it was empty. There was darkness over the surface of the waves. At that time, the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good. He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day. He called the darkness night. There was evening, and there was morning. It was day one. God said, "Let there be a huge space between the waters. Let it separate water from water." And that's exactly what happened. God made the huge space between the waters. He separated the water above it, under the space from the water above it. God called the huge space sky. There was evening, and there was morning. It was day two. God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered into one place. Let dry ground appear." And that's exactly what happened. God called the dry ground land. He called all the water that was gathered together seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the land produce plants. Let them produce their own seeds. And let there be trees on the land that grows fruit with seeds in it. Let each kind of plant or tree have its own kinds of seeds." And that's exactly what happened. So the land produced plants. Each kind of plant had its own kinds of seeds. And the land produced trees that grew fruit with seeds in it. Each kind of tree had its own kind of seeds. God saw that it was good. There was evening, and there was morning. It was day three. God said, "Let there be light in the huge space of the sky. Let them separate the day from the night. Let the lights set the times for the holy celebrations and the days and the years. Let them be lights in the huge space of the sky to give light on the earth." And that's exactly what happened. God made two great lights. He made the larger light to rule over the day and the smaller one to rule over the night. He also made the stars. God put the light in the huge space of the sky, so to give light on the earth. He put them there to rule over the day and the night. He put them there to separate light from the darkness. God saw that it was good. There was evening, and there was morning. It was day four. God said, "Let the seas be filled with living things. Let birds fly across the earth, across the huge space of the sky." So God created the great sea creatures. He created every kind of living thing that fills seas and moves around in them. He created every kind of bird that flies. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them. He said, "Have little ones so that there will be many of you. Fill the water and the seas. Let there be more and more birds on the earth." There was evening, and there was morning. It was day 5. God said, "Let the land produce every kind of living creature. Let there be livestock and creatures that move along the ground, and then wild animals." And that's exactly what happened. God made every kind of wild animal. He made every kind of livestock. He made every kind of creature that moves along the ground. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make human beings so that they are like us. Let them rule over the fish in the seas and the birds in the sky. Let them rule over the livestock and all the wild animals, and let them rule over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created human beings in His own likeness. He created them to be like Himself. He created them to be as male and female. God blessed them. So he said to them, "Have children so that there will be many of you. Fill the earth and bring it under your control. Rule over the fish in the seas and the birds in the sky. Rule over every living creature that moves along the ground." Then God said, "I am giving you every plant on the face of the whole earth that produces its own seeds. I am giving you every tree that has fruit with seeds in it. All of them will be given to you for food. I am giving every green plant as food for the land animals and for all the birds in the sky. I am also giving the plants to all the creatures that move along the ground. I am giving them to every living thing that breathes." And that's exactly what happened. God saw everything He had made, and it was very good. There was evening, and there was morning. It was day 6. So the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed. So by the 7th day, God had finished the work He had been doing. So on that day He rested from all the work. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy. He blessed it because on that day he rested from all the work he had done. Here's the story of the heavens and the earth where they were created. The Lord God made the earth and the heavens. At that time, bushes had not yet appeared on the earth. Plants had not started to grow. The Lord God had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no one to farm the land. The streams came from the earth. They watered the entire surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed a man. He made him out of the dust of the ground. God breathed the breath of life into him, and the man became a living person. The Lord God had planted a garden in the east in Eden. He put in the garden the man he had formed. The Lord God made every kind of tree grow out to the ground. The trees were pleasing to look at. Their fruit was good to eat. There were 2 trees in the middle of the garden. One of them had fruit that let people live forever. The other had fruit that let people tell the difference between good and evil. A river watered the garden. It flowed out of Eden. From there, the river separated into 4 other rivers. The name of the first river is the Pishon. It winds through the whole land of Havilah. Gold is found there. The gold of that land is good. Onyx and sweet-smelling resin are also found there. The name of the second river is the Gihon. It swings through the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is the Tigris. It runs along the east side of Asher. And the fourth river is called the Euphrates. The Lord God put the man in the Garden of Eden. He put him there to farm its land and take care of it. The Lord God gave the man a command. He said, "You may eat fruit from the garden, from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you do, you will certainly die." The Lord God said, "It's not good for the man to be alone, so I'll make a helper who is just right for him." The Lord God had formed all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. He had made all of them out of the ground. He brought them to the man to see what names he would give them, and the name the man gave each living creature became its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, all the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals. But Adam didn't find a helper that was just right for him. So the Lord God caused him to fall into a deep sleep. While the man was sleeping, the Lord God took out one of the man's ribs. Then the Lord closed the opening in the man's side. Then the Lord God made a woman. He made her from the rib he had taken out of the man. And the Lord God brought her to the man. The man said, "Her bones have come from my bones. Her body has come from my body. She will be named a woman because she was taken out of a man. That's why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife. The 2 of them become one." Adam and his wife were both naked. They didn't feel any shame. The serpent was more clever than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. The serpent said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat fruit from any tree in the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden. Do not even touch it. If we do, you will die." "You will certainly not die," the serpent said to the woman. "God knows that when you eat fruit from the tree, you will know things you have never known before. Like God, you will be able to tell the difference between good and evil." The woman saw that the tree's fruit was good to eat and pleasing to look at. She also saw that it would make a person wise. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Both of them knew things they had never known before. They realized they were naked, so they sewed together fig leaves and made clothes for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the Lord God walking in the garden. It was during the coolest time of the day. They hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Yet the Lord God called out to the man, "Where are you?" "I heard you in the garden," the man answered. "I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid." The Lord God said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten the fruit from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" The man said, "It's the fault of the woman you put here with me. She gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What have you done?" The woman said, "The serpent tricked me. That's why I ate the fruit." So the Lord spoke to the serpent. He said, "Because you have done this, you are set apart from all livestock and all wild animals. I am putting a curse on you. You will crawl on your belly. You will eat dust all the days of your life. I will make you and the woman hate each other. Your children and her children will be enemies. Her son will crush your head, and you will bite his heel." The Lord God said to the woman, I will increase your pain when you give birth. You will be in great pain when you have children. You will long for your husband, and he will rule over you. The Lord God said to Adam, you listened to your wife's suggestion. You ate fruit from the tree I warned you about. I said, you must not eat its fruit. So I am putting a curse on the ground because of what you did. All the days of your life you will have to work hard. It will be painful for you to get food from the ground. You will eat plants from the field, even though the ground produces thorns and prickly weeds. You will have to work hard and sweat a lot to produce the food you eat. You were made out of the ground. You will return to it when you die. You are dust, and you will return to dust. Adam named his wife Eve. She would become the mother of every living person. The Lord God made clothes out of animal skins for Adam and his wife to wear. The Lord God said, just like one of us, the man can now tell the difference between good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out and pick fruit from the tree of life and eat. If he does, he will live forever. So the Lord God drove the man out of the Garden of Eden. He sent the man to farm the ground he had been made from. The Lord God drove him out and then placed angels on the east side of the garden. He also placed there a flaming sword that flashed back and forth. The angels and the sword guarded the way to the tree of life. Adam loved his wife Eve and slept with her. She became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, with the Lord's help I have had a baby boy. Later she gave birth to his brother Abel. Able to care of sheep, Cain farmed the land. After some time, Cain gathered some things he'd grown. He brought them as an offering to the Lord. And Abel also brought an offering. He brought the fattest parts of some animals from his flock. They were the first animals born to their mothers. The Lord was pleased with Abel and his offering, but he wasn't pleased with Cain and his offering. So Cain became very angry, and his face was sad. Then the Lord said to Cain, why are you so angry? Why are you looking so sad? Do what is right, and then you will be accepted. If you don't do what is right, sin is waiting at the door to grab you. It desires to control you, but you must rule over it. Cain said to his brother Abel, let's go out into the field. So they went out. There Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, where's your brother Abel? I don't know, Cain replied. Am I supposed to take care of my brother? The Lord said, what have you done? Listen, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the grave, so I am putting a curse on you. I am driving you away from this ground. It has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your land. When you farm the land, it will not produce its crops for you anymore. You will be a restless person who wanders around on the earth. Cain said to the Lord, you are punishing me more than I can take. Today you are driving me away from the land. I will be hidden from you. I will be a restless person who wanders around on the earth. Anyone who finds me will kill me. But the Lord said to him, no, anyone who kills you will be paid back 7 times. The Lord put a mark on Cain, and anyone who found him would kill him. So Cain went away from the Lord. He lived in the land of Nod. It was east of Eden. Cain loved his wife and slept with her. She became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. At that time Cain was building a city. He named it after his son Enoch. Enoch had a son named Irad. Irad was the father of Mehujael. Mehujael was the father of Methushael. And Methushael was the father of Lamech. Lamech married two women. One was named Ada, and the other was named Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of people who live in tents and raised livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of everyone who plays string instruments and wind instruments. Zillah also had a son. His name was Tubal-Cain. He made all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was named Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, listen to me, you wives of Lamech, hear my words. I have killed a man because he wounded me. I have killed a young man because he hurt me. Anyone who would have killed Cain would have been paid back 7 times. But anyone who hurts me will be paid back 77 times. Adam slept with his wife again. He gave birth to a son and named him Seth. She said, God has given me another child. He will take the place of Abel because Cain killed me. Seth also had a son and named him Enosh. Then people began to call on the name of the Lord. Here's the written story of Adam's family line. When God created a human being, he made them to be like him. He created them as male and female, and he blessed them. He called them human beings and when they were created. When Adam was 130 years old, he had a son who was like him. He named him Seth. Adam lived 800 years after Seth was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Adam lived a total of 930 years. Then he died. Seth lived 105 years. Then he became the father of Enosh. Seth lived 807 years after Enosh was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Seth lived a total of 912 years. Then he died. Enosh lived 90 years. Then he became the father of Canaan. Enosh lived 815 years after Canaan was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Enosh lived a total of 905 years, and then he died. Canaan lived 70 years. Then he became the father of Mahalalel. Canaan lived 840 years after Mahalalel was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Canaan lived a total of 910 years, and then he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years. Then he became the father of Jared. Mahalalel lived 30 years after Jared was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Mahalalel lived a total of 895 years, and then he died. Jared lived 162 years. Then he became the father of Enoch. Jared lived 800 years after Enoch was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Jared lived a total of 962 years, and then he died. Enoch lived 65 years. Then he became the father of Methuselah. Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years after Methuselah was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, and then he couldn't be found because God took him from this life. Methuselah lived 187 years. Then he became the father of Lamech. Methuselah lived 782 years after Lamech had been born. He also had other sons and daughters. Methuselah lived a total of 969 years, and then he died. Lamech lived 182 years, and he had a son, and named him Noah. Lamech said, He will comfort us when we are working. He will comfort us when our hands work so hard they hurt. We have to work hard because the Lord puts a curse on the ground. Lamech lived 595 years after Noah was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Lamech lived a total of 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Proverbs 14. A wise woman built a house, but a foolish woman tears it down with her own hands. Whoever has respect for the Lord lives a good life, but those who hate him walk down an evil path. The proud words of a foolish person sting like a whip, but the things wise people say keep them safe. Where there are no oxen, the feed box is empty. Where a strong ox brings in huge harvest. An honest witness does not lie, but a dishonest witness pours out lies. Where those who make fun of others look for wisdom and don't find it. The knowledge comes easily to those who understand what is right. Stay away from a foolish person. You won't find knowledge in what they say. People are wise and understanding when they think about the way they live. But people are foolish when their foolish ways trick them. Foolish people laugh at making things right when they sin. But honest people try to do the right thing. Each heart knows its own sadness, and no one else can share its joy. The houses of sinners will be destroyed, but the tents of honest people stand firm. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. Even when you laugh, your heart can be hurting, and your joy can end in sadness. Those unfaithful will be paid back for what they've done, and good people will receive rewards for how they've lived. A childish person believes anything, but a wise person thinks about how they live. A wise person has respect for the Lord and avoids evil. A foolish person has a bad temper and yet feels secure. However, anyone who gets angry quickly does foolish things, and a person who is tricky is hated. Childish people act in keeping with their foolish ways. The knowledge makes wise people feel like kings. Evil people will bow down in front of good people, and those who do wrong will bow down at the gates of those who do right. Poor people are avoided even by their neighbors, so rich people have many friends. It is a sin to hate your neighbor, but blessed is the person who is kind to those in need. Those who plan evil go down the wrong path, and those who plan good find love and truth. All hard work pays off, but if all you do is talk, you will be poor. The wealth of righteous people is their crown, but the foolish ways of foolish people lead to what is foolish. An honest witness saves life, but a dishonest witness tells lies. Anyone who shows respect for the Lord has a strong tower. It will be a safe place for their children. Respect for the Lord is like a fountain that gives life. It turns you away from the jaws of death. A large population is a king's court, but a prince without followers is destroyed. Anyone who is patient has great understanding, but anyone who gets angry quickly shows how foolish they are. A peaceful heart gives life to the body, but jealousy rots the bones. Anyone who crushes poor people makes fun of their maker. Anyone who is kind to those in need honors God. When trouble comes, sins are brought down, but godly people seek safety in God, even as they die. Wisdom rests in the hearts of those who understand what is right, and even among foolish people she makes a sound known. Doing what is right lifts people up, but sin brings judgment to any nation. A king is pleased with a wise servant, but a servant who is full of shame stirs up the king's anger. Psalm 17. Lord, hear me, because I ask for what is right. Listen to my cry for help. Hear my prayer. It doesn't come from lips that tell lies. When you hand down your sentence, may it be in my favor. When your eyes see what is right, look deep down into my heart. Study me carefully at night and test me. You won't find anything wrong. Now you find nothing evil. My mouth has not said sinful things. Though evil people have tried to pay me to do wrong, I have not done what they wanted. Instead, I have done what you command. My steps have stayed on your path. My feet have not slipped. My God, I call out to you because you will answer me. Listen to me. Hear my prayer. Show me the wonders of your great love. By using your great power, you save those who go to you for safety from their enemies. Take good care of me, just as you would take care of your own eyes. Hide me in the shadow of your wings. Save me from the sinful people who want to destroy me. Save me from my deadly enemies who are all around me. They make their hearts hard and stubborn. Their mouths speak with pride. They track me down. They are all around me. Their eyes watch for a chance to throw me to the ground. They are like a hungry lion waiting to attack. They are like a powerful lion hiding in the bushes. Lord, rise up, oppose them and bring them down. With your sword, save me from those evil people. Lord, by your power, save me from people like that. They belong to this world. They get their reward in this life. May what you have stored up for evil people fill their bellies. May their children's stomach be filled with it. And may there even be leftovers for their little ones. You will show that I am right. I will enjoy your blessing. When I wake up, I will be satisfied because I will see you. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we have forgiven our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.